Good morning, my esteemed viewers. You're welcome to today's political discussion. Today is the 7th of December, 2025, and we are still discussing Nigerian politics. Today is my birthday. I was born on the 7th of December. Yes, and I want you to wish me a happy birthday. Let's continue. What is banditry? What banditry means to A is different from what banditry means to B in Nigeria. What banditry and terrorism means to northern governors, especially the core north, is different from what banditry means to southern governors. What banditry means to a Fulani person is different from what banditry means to a Yoruba person, an Igbo person, or somebody from southern Nigeria or middle belt. So in Nigeria today, it is complicated what banditry is. Let's look at the meaning of banditry, because governors in the core north, northern Nigeria, Fulani governors, are trying to tell us that the bandits are doing what they are doing because of neglect from the government. The bandits are doing what they are doing because of neglect from the government. The terrorists are killing people because of neglect from the government. So let's look at the meaning of bandits. I asked a question and let's get some answers. Somebody says, is it federal government meaning or dictionary meaning? It has different meaning in Nigeria. You know, some of these leaders are hypocritical when it comes to security. I have said it before that even Jesus Christ, if you bring him as the Minister of Defense or the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, it only takes northern Nigeria and northern politicians to deal with the issue of insecurity, because most of them are benefiting from insecurity. They, at any point in time, want to defend the actions of these bandits. Federal government meaning or dictionary meaning. Banditry simply means organized robbery, violent attacks, usually carried out by groups of armed people, criminal activities like robbery, kidnapping for ransom, or attacking communities carried out by armed groups who operate outside the law. This is what banditry is. Attacking communities, kidnapping, robbery by a group of armed people. In northern Nigeria, banditry has been here for a very long time, even before independence, because of the terrain and because of the system there. But the governors really are defending. The Gombe state governor will come back to the governor of Gombe state. Now, look at how the northern and all these northern politicians who are sentimental, who are supporting security, look at how they see banditry. Aggrieved citizens protesting long-time neglect by the government and the rest of the citizens. Peace-loving people who only want inclusiveness, right to education, water, and electricity. That is what banditry means to these northern governors. Let's look at other meaning of banditry. Now, if you're watching this broadcast, what does banditry mean to you? Because I am confused at how in the same Nigeria that insecurity has cost us a lot of lives, a lot of development, a lot of funds, a lot of finances. Insecurity has taken us back, like 20 years back. And some people are trying to tell us that the reasons why there are insecurity is because some people are, okay, banditry in Nigeria represents a complex socio-political phenomenon, often exploited by political actors. This one is explaining banditry like a politician. He says, let me come again. Banditry in Nigeria represents a complex social political phenomenon, often exploited by political actors seeking to gain leverage and public favor. These groups can be manipulated to create an atmosphere of insecurity, which subsequently allows for the projection and image of strength and control. What he's saying is that banditry to these politicians is a tool they use to leverage public favor and public position. They use it to create an atmosphere of insecurity, which allows for the projection of an image of strength and control. So if a politician is benefiting from a kind of insecurity or whatever, or banditry or terrorism, if a politician is terrorizing a community, he used that to control. He shows it as a sign of strength. Now, somebody put out a post about officials in Sokoto State having peace deal with bandits. Then some other person replied and said, we, the people in those communities, we don't support the actions of these community leaders. They are doing this on their own, like on their own benevolence. We did not send them to have peace deal with the bandits, but yet the leaders will do as they like. That is, using terrorism to suppress the people, using terrorism, banditry to suppress. This is what politicians in northern Nigeria are using terrorism to do. Like I said, if you look at the political system in Nigeria, a successful politician in today's Nigeria, he always has a squad of people. Let me call it a killer squad. He uses it to protect himself politically. Because an average politician is a liar, is a manipulator, is a deceiver, and is a wicked person. Most of them are occultic. So they get involved in some groups on secret organizations whereby if you are not a strong man, they will try and check you whether you're a strong man. They will send boys to you. If they know that you have your own boys that protect you, they will hands off. So that is the normal system. In northern Nigeria, they use these bandits, they use these terrorists as their own boys. Okay, this by orchestrating, they show image of strength and control by orchestrating and exacerbating conflict. They are the ones that sponsor the conflict and make the conflict much more increase. They make the conflict increase. Exacerbating conflict. Individuals in power can get sympathy and present themselves as savior of the populace. Now them go start the problem. Now them will come tell you, say, I get a solution to insecurity. It's just like some babalawo, they will create a sickness for you. They will come tell you, say, I get the cure of that sickness. Now they will create the sickness. So you went to the man's place, hale and healthy. You are living with a lot of problems, and it's the one that is going to, he created the problem, is going to give you the solution to the problem. These are what the politicians in northern Nigeria do. Okay, they present themselves as saviors of the populace. This deliberate instability serves as a strategic tool within the political landscape. Such systems unfortunately become entrenched when societal vulnerabilities are exploited for partisan gain. It is entrenched. It becomes a system. That's why I said politics in Nigeria, if you want to succeed in politics, if you don't have of those, I'm not saying all of them have. Some politicians are clean. There's no how 100% of Nigerian politicians will be evil. There are some politicians that are clean. They are godly politicians. They don't have those kind of structures. But on average, if you look at a Nigerian politician, he's always having some terror group. Let me use the word terror group that he uses. Look at Hope Uzodinma. Look at Owerri Tiger Base. Yes. Look at what people have said about that Tiger Base. Look at the accusations of that Tiger Base. So these are the people that they use to inflict fear on the people. Because I wonder why Hope Uzodinma win an election, or the local government, I think 21 or 27 local government. I wonder why Hope Uzodinma, as unpopular as he is, would win elections in Imo State. If not, he is using his terror groups to terrorize the people. Use his terror groups to terrorize opponents. You call opponents IPOB, using that IPOB tag to persecute his opponents, attack, even want to assassinate his opponents, according to reports. You understand? So, banditry and terrorism in Nigeria means different things to different people. Now, let's look at what the governor of Gombe said about banditry. The governor, who is the chairman of the Governors Forum, is a Fulani man of Gombe State. Although in Gombe State, Fulani are in the majority in Gombe State. And I told you, where these guys are majority, a lot of things do happen. When they made themselves majority, a lot of things do happen. He said, the chairman of the Northern Governors Forum and governor of Gombe State, Muhammad Inuwa Yahya, says the failure to understand the grievances that pushed armed bandits to take up weapons is one of the major factors worsening insecurity across northern Nigeria. So what is he trying to tell us? That we should understand why these bandits are causing Nigerians insecurity. Is that what he's trying to tell us? I understand where it's coming from. I've come to sit down and understand the psychic of these northerners. Yes, they somehow, you know, a terrorist and a victim. These northerners really focus on the terrorists, on how they can defend the terrorists than how they can speak for the victims of the people. Their voices are louder when it comes to the terrorists, but you don't see, little or nothing is being said about the victims. If you just watch them categorically, it is a trend. Almost all of them do the same thing. He said, we have failed to understand the grievances that pushed armed bandits to take up weapons, and the major factors is, one of the major factors worsening insecurity across Nigeria. My problem is, somebody tried to tell us that one of the reasons why the bandits, the Minister of State for Defense said something, said they are being cheated. They are being cheated. So sometimes I find it difficult to understand these people. Like I try to wrap this around my head, try to understand cheated on what. So if you are being cheated in Nigeria, you go and be taking up arms and be killing people. Instead of you to start sending your grievances to the government, you kill people, you kill the army, you kidnap people, collect ransom, you burn churches, you burn mosques because of whatsoever grievances. You force people. When you kidnap people, you want to force them to convert to Islam. You are killing people. You say you are killing. You don't like Western education. How do we understand? I think we need to have a conversation. There should be a psychiatric evaluation of some of these leaders in northern Nigeria. So because you are being okay, as governors, is it not your responsibility to deal with those issues? That you are telling us that you people have failed in northern Nigeria. On no account should anybody take up arms against the people because he feels that he's being like, what are the reasons? Somebody says the failure of who to understand. Is asking the question. The failure. The guy is telling us the failure of Nigerians to understand. Who is the person that is failing to understand? Isn't the reason the incompetence of Nigerian leaders, northern leaders? Is it not the incompetence of northern leaders that have made them do what they are doing? Are you expecting the federal government to come and fix the poverty in the north? Northern Nigeria have had power for a very long time. From the inception of Nigeria, they have been influential politically. They have been most favored politically. They had the power to do what they do. But instead, they want to operate a system of oligarchy in the north, theocracy in the north, whereby you have a lot of poor people and a few rich people. That is the kind of system they practice. They never wanted development for northern Nigeria. Human Development Index is not their own. It's for them to have a few rich people to control many people. That is why you have a majority in northern Nigeria. So are you expecting federal government to come and... We have federal government, we have state government. What is the responsibility of state government? You have allocations every month. You have security funds every month. But some governors in northern Nigeria, they will carry money, go and be giving bandit. They will carry money. Some of the governors, they invited these guys because of political power. Let me tell you the reasons why these guys are operating is because the politicians are using them. Are you not shocked or surprised that during election time, bandits they come out and attack like that? Bandits go give them chance to operate, to do their politics. How come it is always secure when there is election time? Because these people, there is a connection. You can connect these people to the insecurity going on in that region. Okay, Governor Inuayaya's statement lands like one of those truths everyone tiptoes around, but nobody wants to spell out in plain language. He's essentially saying that you cannot fix a fire you don't understand. Now, since the governors of the north, because this person is trying to water or trying to package what the governor is saying, that these are one of those truths that everybody don't want to talk about. He's essentially saying that you cannot fix a fire you don't understand, especially when you haven't even asked who lead the march. We are asking the governors, what are the grievances of the bandits? What are the grievances of these terrorists? What's the grievances of ISWAP? Look at Europe today. A Somalia person is saying that the Muslim community, the Muslim Brotherhood will take over US. They left Somalia. They went to US and became a citizen in US. They ran away from Somalia because of the insecurity there, because of the destabilization there. They left that place. They abandoned that place. They now carried their problem to US, and they are not threatening US, which is more stable. They left an unstable place to a stable place. So those ones that are fomenting trouble, is it because of the system is unfavorable to them, or is it because they have an agenda? What is ISWAP looking for in Nigeria? What are they looking for? Why is ISWAP mining gold? What is the name of ISWAP? Why is that ISWAP want to establish an Islamic state? Why do they want to establish an Islamic state? Why is that Fulani want to take over people's lands? If not, it's because of an agenda. People will leave their country, go to another country, want to Islamize that country. The country is better, everything, they have everything. In fact, they are living better lives in that country than their own country. But you want to tell us that they are being sustained or it's because of bad government that they are doing what they are doing? No, it's not because of bad government. They are pushing an Islamic agenda. That's the plain truth. Whether you like it or not, that is the real truth. That is what drives them. Yes. Because everybody is even collecting from the system. Okay, when we say we should restructure Nigeria, restructure the system, they will say, no, don't restructure. The unity of Nigeria is non-negotiable. The same leaders that are benefiting from the wrath, from the insecurity, will start fighting at the National Assembly. No, they were the ones fighting the tax bill. Reforms that are going on, they are fighting it. Now, let's fix the country. No. You want Nigeria to continue the way it is, so that you people, you love what is going on. Because I have asked this question before. I asked a Muslim man that is defending the Islamic caliphate in Nigeria. I asked him, so all these bandits, all these terrorists, all these ISWAP, Lakorawa, whatever, Boko Haram, what they are doing. So if they succeed in their Islamization of Nigeria, who does it benefit? Is it not the Sultan of Sokoto and religious leaders in northern Nigeria? Are they going to be on the receiving end, or they are going to be among the people that will benefit? An Islamic caliphate. These Boko Haram and ISWAP want to establish an Islamic caliphate. And what does the Sultan of Sokoto represent? Islamic caliphate. So this banditry and insecurity, would it not benefit northern leaders in northern Nigeria, the Sokoto and all other caliphate? Would it not benefit them? That is the question. See, these governors are using this insecurity to exert themselves in power. I wrote some things the other day and I've come back to it. I want to share it again with you. There are four things that makes the northern political class relevant in Nigerian politics. There are four things that make the northern political class relevant in Nigerian politics. Number one is Sharia. Whatever it is that you see, they put in the constitution, that they use it to like leverage for political power. They use it to negotiate for political power in Nigeria. Without Sharia, these northerners don't have what it takes to compete with the southerners, because Sharia is like a muzzle, a religious, yes, you must, it must. It is not about whether you are your capability. It's about entitlement. Sharia is like entitlement. Sharia, I want Sharia. Whether Sharia is debatable, or should we talk about Sharia or debate it, they don't want to know. Just give us Sharia. They know religion. Religion is like entitled. The imams and traditional rulers, whatever they say, you follow it. Don't question. That's how they use to negotiate for power. They have used it to conquer northern Nigeria, and they are at the top of it. And that Sharia is very important for them to even enslave and cage those people. That is why they use it. Sharia, 12 northern states, Sharia. And Sharia produces religious extremists, produces bandits and Boko Haram terrorists, ISWAP. Sharia produces. Sharia, a mango tree cannot produce an apple fruit, never. It is a mango tree that will produce a mango fruit. So one of the things that they use to become relevant in power is Sharia. And they have put it successfully in the constitution. Somebody was arguing with me the other day that there's no Sharia in constitution. I think it's 257 or 275 of the constitution. Sharia Deo, 257 or 275 of the constitution. 1999 constitution. And currently 19 northern states, Sharia is in Kwara state. There's Sharia in Kwara state. Now, how northerners are irrelevant is when they hold political position. If northerners are starved of power for 20 years, you will see that they have no relevance. There's nothing they can bring to the table. Or unless they can seize and take political power. That is why when they are out of power, under Tinubu regime, you see how they are running helter-skelter from one place to another, lamenting left, right, center, within 2 years of them not getting involved in the structure, in the power structure of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You can see how they are running from one place to another, pillar to post, because of political power has been taken away from them. So they use political power to become relevant wherever they find themselves in. Number 3 is terrorism. I've said it. I just explained. That's how they leverage political power. You saw what happened under Jonathan. I'll make your government ungovernable. Boko Haram, kidnap, Chibok schoolgirls, bring back our girls. It became a political campaign from Nigeria to the United States. Europe, bring back our girls. They used that terrorism to terrorize Jonathan's government to make him look like he's not capable. Like I said, they manufacture the problem and they use the problem for their own leverage. Yes, they use the problem to control. For instance, now if you go to a babalawo, you feel some little headache. You want to ask the babalawo, what is wrong with me? Babalawo start doing incantation, and somehow he puts typhoid in your body. He's the one that put typhoid in your body, and he tells you that there's typhoid in your body, and he gives you some medications. You go and you take this medication, and you start feeling so bad, and the medication he give you start relieving you small. He's the one that put the typhoid, though. He's using that medication to control you. You have to go back to him. We'll tell you 3 or 4 days, bring so things. He has put you in a program. He has programmed you to start eating from you. That is what these politicians do. They use terrorism, they create terrorism, they start terrorizing you, and they use that terrorism to negotiate for political power. So they cannot be relevant without Sharia, without political power, no terrorism. And number 4, which is my entitlement. Now we get Nigeria. We are born to rule. Britain carry Nigeria, give us. That entitlement mentality is what makes them do what they want to do. Elections, they rig elections. It constitute 2011 that Buhari lost elections. Look at what happened in northern Nigeria. People were killed because somebody wanted power by all means. He believes that he's entitled. The Fulani is entitled to be in Nigeria political sphere, in whichever presidency. I tell you, look at what they are doing to the Hausas. Look at the entitlement. In Kano State, a Hausa state, first 5 citizens, all of them are Fulani. And when you confront them now, they'll start playing all those their manipulative, whatever, their hypocritical statements and everything, left, right, center, start deceiving themselves. They are not deceiving me, they are deceiving themselves and deceiving the Hausa people. We have said it, that the only way Nigeria can get better is for you to be able to cut down the wings of these Fulani people from political space or political power in the country. If you can do that, you can smooth sail to restructure the country. If you restructure, you carry them park one side. Let them be having their mentality one side. Let them be running their kind of system the other side. So if you trespass your territory into another person's territory, there's no central this thing that state police, the people in that environment, you are declaring war and they will come at you. But in one Nigeria, they are mixed everywhere. Police, they infiltrate everywhere. They infiltrate army. And it's difficult for you to even carry out a successful onslaught on terrorism. May God help Nigerians.